Welcome back to I Estoria-Ta. We head south now to introduce you to our next delegate.
Afade, my name is Tony Matanona. I am the baker, owner of Hotno Bakery here in Iran in partnership with Judy Flores. And this is FESTPAC 2016. I am a delegate in the culinary arts, and I'm glad to share my story with you about Guam and the history of the Hotno Bakery.
Tony's mom was a cafeteria manager and a baker. Her cinnamon and dinner rolls were a huge hit.
Practically every week and every Sunday I'll wake up to the smell of cinnamon rolls and big dinner rolls because people are ordering for church, for breakfast after church. So with my brothers and sisters, we helped her out with the baking, so that's how she instilled she taught me actually her methods of baking. And so since then, I've just been trying everything out, trying baking whatever I want. What really influenced me is when I was in Europe. I got to travel to Europe and I saw pizzas being baked straight out of the pizza oven. And I thought it was amazing. And we do have a hotno, an oven over at Chef Peter, and that's how I started my career as a cultural practitioner as well as a baker, crafter over at Chef Peter. And since then, I've been doing that since 2005, I think is when I started working at Chef Peter. And then what was an actual apprenticeship program with Judy Flores led to a business here at Hotno Bakery. And so far, we've been doing pretty good. The demand is there not because of the breads itself, but also because of the history, pages of history being open. And now I'm open also to Chamorro Village. So thanks to the methods of my mom, everything that my mom taught me since I was young, I'm glad to share that with everyone.
Tony explains the history of the hotno and the lessons he's passing on to future generations.
Baking, the Hotno Bakery, hence the word hotno, it derived from the Spanish word horno. Back then, our ancestors used to just cook from the ground, which is the ta'an, the earth oven. But when the Spaniards came here, they introduced to us the hotno, and it's just a brick oven, and it's more of like a convection oven. I visited some of the sites around here to learn about the history of the hotno, and the biggest one that I've seen was down in Seri Bay. And to my knowledge and through research, that was used as a kiln to make pottery. The Hotno Bakery here, with funding from CAHA, it started out as an apprenticeship program. And what led from an apprenticeship program led into a small business that Judy Flores and I ventured into. The hotno itself is just a brick oven, and there's no temperature control, but the degree of temperature can go up to 700 degrees. And what we're doing right now is we're baking cinnamon rolls, coconut bread, and pizzas. The pizzas are popular with the younger kids, but with a traditional baking, the pantuba, but it's very scarce nowadays with tuba. Every time I try to order, somebody's ahead of me and ordering more than a gallon. But that's one of the traditional things that I bake here, as well as bruschetta and isok. Isok is lemon chips. You take breadfruit and you slice them up and just throw it inside and let it be crispy and put sea salt. So that's one of the traditional ones. As far as the baking, like I said, it was an apprenticeship program. We went from using 25 pounds in 1 week in a 3-day operation to 150 pounds, probably even more. The most that we've produced was over 100, and I think it was 112 dozens of cinnamon rolls of coconut in 1 day, coconut bread in 1 day, and that's a dozen. And these are all done by hand.
Tony was a performing arts delegate during the Festival of Pacific Arts in the Solomon Islands. Now, a part of the culinary arts team, he's excited to share the lessons he's learned from his mom.
We just offer our hearts, which is what we've been doing actually. Chamorros are known to just open up their hearts to anybody that comes to the island, and we will be impacted with a lot of culture. Like I said, 27 island nations coming here, and the whole thing is to share culture, our culture. And the best thing to do is just to open our hearts and just share who we are, what we have. And that's mainly it. It's not to see who has the best light, the fireworks, whatever. It's what we can present, and the best thing is to present ourselves as and our culture. When we were in Solomon Islands, the children would gather over in our compound, and they would just sit there and they were just amazed with us, with us sitting down singing, talking, chanting. They'll watch us with our practices. They even was involved when we were eating. We would call them to eat. So part of it that they liked about us as a delegate down here, or the Guam delegation, is that we were so open. One of the things that I really wish I could do is I wish I could turn back and tell my mom thank you for everything that she's done, because she instilled in me values that herself and my father as well had to survive. They struggled during the war. All their skills was learned through survival. I remember when we were young, sometimes we won't have electricity for days because of that's too expensive, but we managed. Even rice wasn't part of our staple growing up. We would have our little plantation, little garden for taro, for yam. And all that hard work that she's done is because she had to survive. And I just want to thank them for instilling these values. And right now, the same thing that she's done, the same thing that they've done to me is the same thing that I'm doing right now, is to share it, not only with the villagers, with the community here in Guam, but with FESTPAC. I'm happy to share it with the world when they come here.
Stay tuned. I Estoria-Ta continues in a moment.